During the COVID pandemic, the Tackling Inequalities Fund was set up to support clubs and organisations during this difficult time. After the pandemic was over, it was still felt that these clubs were needed support, and through Sport England and the National Lottery, we maintained this funding to support clubs and organisations to help people to be active. So the funding had some key priority areas that it wanted to fund. These included people from low socio-economic communities, ethnically diverse communities, people with long-term conditions and disabilities. And what we tried to do was really work with those organisations that understood their area and understood the kind of people that they wanted to work with. In this kind of funding, we tried to stick away from those stereotypically sporty organisations and really try and work with some different organisations. And the fund has really helped us do that. Over the time, we've awarded over £430,000 worth of funding to over 130 different organisations and clubs, which we feel is going to have a really big impact on the Tees Valley. What we've tried to do as Tees Valley Sport is really support these organisations in anything that they've needed. So it might be things around safeguarding, and it might be about actually supporting the writing of those applications. What we've wanted to do here is support the best idea, not just the best application.
We're Billingham Boxing Academy. We're an amateur boxing club. We get young people in from ages 8 up through to seniors. We also run a session for people living with Parkinson's disease as well. That's been going for 2 years.
We do like a half-an-hour session on the bags with Jane, and then we do like a little circuit. I got diagnosed with Parkinson's pretty young for my age. So I wanted to get involved with as many activities as much as I can, just to keep myself active, keep my physical fitness, and my mental health is a big part. But coming to somewhere like this, it's brilliant for your mental health, especially for your fitness side of things, because they say do 2.5 hours of physical exercise a week slows the progression of Parkinson's down. So this is a major part for me coming to boxing. I just like getting the bags, but for me it's the social side of things. Not just this session, but other sessions and organisations I'm involved with. Majority of people just come for that social side.
When we first applied for the Together Fund, it was to set up the Parkinson's Punishers group that we've got going now. So we used it to, obviously, the gym hire, to get all of the equipment. We needed new gloves for everybody. A lot of the things, so I like this kind of stepping stones that I use. There's lots of things that you don't use in your average boxing session. As it's gone on, obviously we need to show that it's sustainable. So now I say, if you've got the change in your pocket, it's £3 subs. And then, yeah, the extra funding again, it just kind of makes it sustainable.
What it's done for the kids. Actually, when you see kids come in and how the confidence build, and the adults, people who are very quiet, mixing together. So it's the other things that I see in table tennis. Yeah, I mean, the kids are getting better and improved, but it's the other things that are on top of that playing this sport, our sport, you see.
So the funding was absolute godsend because we could buy 2 new trampolines so that we could move into Durham University here and continue it. It helped massively to get us back up and running and advertising. So yeah, it has been extremely useful. I don't know whether we'd have opened back up without that funding, because we probably wouldn't have been able to move venue. We wouldn't have been able to buy trampolines to continue. So yeah, it's going really well. So we are extremely thankful to the to Tees Valley Sport for the funding. Yeah. You know, it's helping every single part of their body and mind whilst they're here, which is, you know, the main thing after COVID was the massive thing with me was the mental health that it affected them, because you could see how it had affected them, not so much physically, but mentally you could really see how it had affected them. So we're now back at a place where we're all smiles and, you know, we're one big happy family again now, rather than being a little bit disjointed, and numbers are back up, and we've had quite a few new participants coming over the past few weeks as well, which has been brilliant.
The Together Fund has been a really powerful opportunity for us to connect with those clubs and organisations that don't traditionally use physical activity as a way of within their work. The next stage for us is really evaluating this work and really seeing the impact of what it's doing, collecting those numbers but also collecting stories and learning from this so that we can pass this on to future funding streams and also to other clubs and organisations that might want to get involved in this kind of thing. The Together Fund has been a really powerful opportunity for us to engage with those clubs and organisations that don't traditionally get involved in sport and activity as part of their day-to-day work. We're really keen to engage with them in the long term and support that sustainability because it really is changing people's lives. Our next stage is about the evaluation of it, learning about how many people are coming through the sessions, but actually also really getting those case studies and how it's changing people's lives and taking things forward to be able to showcase to other organisations about what an impact this can have. I just want to take the opportunity to thank everyone that's been involved with these projects. They really are life-changing.